There's a behavioral ecologist named Alexandra Horowitz who spent years watching something most people do every single day without thinking about it. You get up from the couch. Maybe you're getting a glass of water. Maybe you're gone for 40 seconds. And when you come back, your dog is in your spot, curled up, warm, completely unbothered. And you stand there for a second looking at them, and you don't move them because they look too comfortable and also a little smug. And somewhere in the back of your head you think, what is actually happening here? That question sounds like it has a simple answer. It doesn't. And the real answer has to do with neuroscience, ancient survival wiring, and something researchers only recently figured out about how dogs understand warmth itself. Here's what you probably think is going on. Your dog is stealing your spot because it's warm, because it smells like you, because dogs are opportunistic little creatures who see a comfortable space and take it. All of that is partially true. None of it is the interesting part. The interesting part is what your dog's brain is actually computing when they do this, because it's not random and it's not simple, and it's not just about the cushion, it's about you. Specifically, it's about what your presence does to your dog's nervous system and what your absence immediately creates. Let me give you the foundation first because you need it for the rest of this to land. Your dog's brain is running a constant threat assessment. Not in a dramatic way. Not the way a frightened dog in a shelter runs it. Quietly, in the background, all the time. Who's here? What do they smell like? What's the temperature of this room telling me? Where is the person I've filed under safe? That last one is the key variable. Researchers at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna studied this and called it the secure base effect. When your person is present, even just sitting there doing nothing, a dog's nervous system drops its alert level. Curiosity goes up. Stress hormones go down. The presence itself is the signal. And when that presence disappears, even briefly, the nervous system notices. So what does that have to do with your spot on the couch? Your spot holds something your dog's nose can measure and your dog's brain cares about deeply. Your scent. Not just a faint trace of it. A concentrated, layered, warm chemical record of you. A dog's olfactory system is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more sensitive than yours. When you get up and walk to the kitchen, your dog isn't just aware you're gone visually. They're tracking the shift in the room's chemistry. Your scent concentration in the space you just occupied is still high. Fading, but high. And moving into that space, pressing into it, is the closest thing to staying near you that your dog can do when you're not there. This is where it gets specific. Researchers studying canine scent cognition have documented that dogs respond differently to their owner's clothing versus a stranger's clothing, even when both are equally worn. Their owner's scent triggers measurable changes in the caudate nucleus, the brain region associated with anticipating something rewarding. Not just recognition, anticipation. The same circuitry that fires when your dog hears the leash jingle or sees you reach for the treat bag. Your scent isn't just familiar to your dog, it's reward-coded. So your warm spot on the couch isn't just comfort. It's a concentration of a signal your dog's brain has learned to associate with good things. Now I want to add the temperature piece because people underestimate this. Dogs run warmer than humans. Their resting body temperature sits between 101 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. They lose heat through their paws and through panting. A warm spot is genuinely physiologically valuable to them in a way it isn't quite the same for us. But here's the thing that matters. Studies on dog resting behavior show that dogs don't seek out warmth randomly. They seek out warmth that also carries familiar scent. Give a dog a choice between a warm blanket with no scent and a cooler cloth that smells like their owner, and the preference in most dogs skews toward the owner's cloth. It's not heat they're after. It's you. Wrapped in heat. There's also a dominance piece here that I want to address directly because you've probably heard it and it's mostly wrong. Old training models used to frame this behavior as your dog asserting control, taking the alpha position, claiming territory. That framing has been substantially revised. The pack hierarchy model it came from was based on captive wolves under conditions that don't reflect how dogs actually live or how their social structures actually work. Your dog is not conquering your couch. They are not establishing dominance over you by occupying a warmer cushion. What they are doing is something far less dramatic and far more touching. They are doing the closest thing they can to staying with you. I want to talk directly to some of you now because I know there's a specific thing that happens when your dog takes your spot and you try to reclaim it. You nudge them, they don't move. You nudge again, they go boneless. Just completely limp and heavy, staring at you with that particular expression that communicates absolutely nothing useful. And you either laugh or you sit somewhere else. Here's what's actually happening in that moment. Your dog isn't defying you. They're comfortable, profoundly comfortable, and the spot they're in smells like the safest thing in their world. Moving requires overriding a deeply pleasant, chemically reinforced state. It's not stubbornness in the way we experience stubbornness. It's more like asking someone to get up from the best sleep they've ever had because you want to stare at the ceiling for a while. There's one more layer here that I find genuinely remarkable. Some researchers studying attachment behavior in dogs have noted that spot seeking increases measurably after periods of separation, not just after long trips or boarding, after ordinary departures, a work day, a few hours of errands. When you come home, your dog greets you. That part you know. But in the hours before you come home, dogs who have a preferred spot associated with their owner spend more time in or near it than they do when the owner is home. They're not waiting at the door the whole time. They're cycling between the door, your spot, your belongings, moving through the geometry of you. Your spot on the couch is a node in that map. And then there's the reciprocal thing that happens, which the research on oxytocin helps explain. When your dog presses into your warm seat and then you sit down next to them or drape an arm over them, both of your oxytocin levels rise. The same mutual gaze loop that Azabu University documented in the bonding hormone studies, the one that runs bi-directionally between dogs and their owners and not between wolves and their handlers, that system is being fed by proximity and touch. Your dog stealing your spot and then leaning into you when you join them isn't an inconvenience interrupting a bonding moment. It is the bonding moment. The spot was just the invitation. So the next time you get up for 40 seconds and come back to find a warm, smug dog arranged across your exact location, here's what you're actually looking at. An animal running ancient attachment software on modern furniture. A nervous system seeking the sense signal that means safe. A brain that has reward-coded your smell the same way it reward-codes the sound of your keys. They're not taking something from you. They're holding your place.